Hi friends, it's Kathy. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the 20 most unpopular opinions about Harry Potter. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and do the first one. Draco deserved a redemption arc and not Snape. Do you agree or disagree? Let me think about that. That's kind of tough. I think Snape deserved it, but I also think Draco should have been given a chance to be redempted. So I'm going to say agree. Yeah, so 55% said that they agree that Draco deserved a redemption arc. Not bad at all. All right, next one is Ron didn't deserve the hate he got. Was he hated? I can't think. Okay, well, I agree that he didn't deserve the hate that he got. So, let's check it out. Yep, 81% said that he doesn't deserve or he didn't deserve the hate that he got. Okay, let's move on to, this one is very touchy. The epilogue was horrible and tied everything up too neatly. Do you remember that at the end of the movie? It's just, that is so magical because, at the very end of the movie, that scene where everybody's waving at the train and they've got all their kids in the train, in the Hogwarts train, going to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. That was very touching. No, I think I'm going to disagree with that because I think the movie did a very good job and as well as in the books. So let's go ahead and say disagree. 63% said they agree and 37% said they disagree. Interesting. Okay, next up. Snape was not a good person. He was a bully who abused his students. I don't know. I think he's a very complicated personality. He has a lot of potential because in the beginning he was really just a quiet boy. He was sorted in Slytherin. Not everybody in Slytherin is bad. I think he just had a lot of disappointments in his life during his early life, and he didn't really present himself as a bully, but just a very strict person. So I'm going to disagree. Okay, let's see what it says. 61% said agree, and 39% said disagree. I'm part of that 39%. So let's move on. Albus Dumbledore was a manipulator who used Harry. Do you agree or disagree? He was a brilliant wizard and lots of love and just compassion. He's gotten into, at a later age of his life, that there are things that he had done when he was younger that he can't turn back time, So the things that he's done, the decisions that he's done, during the Harry Potter stages, I think they were brilliant. I don't think he manipulated Harry, and so it was for the greater good. So I am going to disagree. So let's see. 67% said that they agree that Albus Dumbledore manipulated and used Harry. How could you? I don't think so. Okay, next up. Instead of Fantastic Beasts, there should have been movies about the Marauders map or the founders of Hogwarts. I would say, you know what? Shamefully admitting that I have not read any of the Fantastic Beasts books because I feel like even The Cursed Child, I feel like it's going to taint my memory of Harry Potter universe. There are just certain things and certain scenes that just didn't connect when I watched the movie. So I would agree that instead of the Fantastic Beasts, there should have been movies about the Marauders map or even about the founders. There's just so many things in the Harry Potter world not the Wizarding world, but the Harry Potter world that could have been explored. So I'm going to say agree. And yes, 75% said they also agree with me, and 25% disagree. All right, Slytherins were unfairly demonized just for being in Slytherin house. Do I agree or disagree? I don't know. I just think that in the books and even in the movies, the Slytherins were characterized as, mean and very straightforward, and they're just very assertive. So not so much that they were demonized, although most of the Death Eaters came from Slytherins. I would say about 90 to 95% of the Death Eaters came from Slytherins, or maybe even 100%. So let's see. I think they were unfairly demonized just for being in Slytherin. So I would agree, and 80% said they agree with me, and 20% said disagree. All right, so moving on. Cho Chang was a completely two-dimensional character. Do I agree or disagree? I disagree, folks. If you read the books, Cho Chang is really just a regular teenager. She didn't possess the quality of, being courageous and just thinking outside of the box, like Hermione or Ginny or any of the other characters in the book. Cho Chang is a typical teenager. In the book, she has boyfriends after a boyfriend and then another boyfriend. I hate to say that she's shallow, but I think she is. So, two-dimensional character, I would disagree, just because it's not her fault being a teenager. So, let's say disagree. 86% said agree and 14% said disagree. Okay, Snape's love for Lily was not romantic. It was creepy and borderline obsessive. Do I agree or disagree? I think it's, I disagree. I think it's loyalty, and when you come to the point of you're loyal to someone and no matter what, you love that person unconditionally, I think that's what Snape had with Lily. And that is a stamp of eternity, a stamp of infinity, that he is loyal to Lily. Not James, but to Lily. So, I will disagree. And 66% said they agree, and 34% said they disagree along with me. All right, next one. Oh, Sirius Black is an overrated character. No, I think he's really underrated. In the books, he's described beautifully. He's got more reading time in the books, right? But in the movies, he was just short-lived. I was so heartbroken when he died, and it was just heartbreaking. He's the only true family that is non-blood related family that's really there for Harry, that sees Harry as who he is. So I think his character is underrated, not overrated. So I will disagree on this statement. So let's go ahead and check it out. 78% said disagree and 22% said they agree. Hermione should not have ended up with Ron. Do I agree or disagree? You know what? Just looking at their chemistry, I think Harry and Hermione has more chemistry, but it just doesn't play out well in the positioning of the characters. So I think she really should have ended up with Ron the way it is. But just looking at their screen interactions and their behavior interactions and things like that in the movie, I think she should have been with Harry in the movie. But in the books, Hermione and Ron are just really cats and dogs. There would be months and months that they're not even talking at all to one another. So I will disagree on this one. So let's see. 57% they said they disagree and 43% said they agree. Okay, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was not good. I'm going to say I agree. Just because I don't like it. I don't know. 64% agree with me and 36% disagree. All right, Harry should have never named Al after Snape and Dumbledore. No, I disagree with that. I thought that was brilliant. 56% said they agree and 44% disagree. But I think it's brilliant. It's a good way to honor Snape and Dumbledore. Ginny was actually a pretty awesome character in the books. Yes, I will agree to that with 100%. Ginny was a pretty awesome character in the books. And let me explain to you a little bit more, because if you didn't read the books and you just saw the movies, she represented a typical teenager. She fancied Harry, since she was a child, but he wasn't really taking a notice of her. They were just young. And then until the time when Hermione told Ginny, maybe you should just explore. Maybe you should just lay low with Harry and just explore, until Ginny went out with Dean. And that's the time when Harry noticed Ginny, like, what? Why is she with Dean? That doesn't make sense. So anyway, if I remember correctly, Dean Thomas is actually a mudblood. Oops, I shouldn't say that. But he's a muggle born. So, all right, 89% said they agree with me and 11% disagree with me. All right, Harry and Hermione would have been a horrible couple. I agree. Like I said, in the books, it clearly shows that they are not paired together, but in the movies, just their chemistry as actors and their chemistry as actors, they really mesh well together, I think. So 62% agree with me. Oh, what did I say? Yes, I agree. They would have been a horrible couple. 38% disagree. Harry should have become an Auror after finally ending the fight against Voldemort. I think Harry should have been an Auror because he's the greatest of the greatest. 55% disagree and 45% agree. What? Ginny and Harry didn't make sense together. They were together just to tie up loose ends. You know what? I will disagree, because if you read the books, it would make sense. And it does. And it did. So 56% agree, 44% disagree. And I'm in the 44%. The series focused too much on Gryffindor and not enough on the other houses. You know what? I would say yes, I would agree on that one, because I really want to explore a little bit more about Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. I'm a Hufflepuff and I'm wearing my Hufflepuff sweater, or jumper. I'm in America, so you call it sweater. And I just didn't know a whole lot about Hufflepuff, So I would say agree. 80% agree, 20% disagree. Harry and Luna should have ended up together. Oh, no. They are not paired together, although Harry brought Luna to Slughorn's Christmas party, but they are not together. Just no. 60% disagree, 40% agree. What? Where did that 40% come from? Hufflepuff was underrated. It deserved more representation. I agree. 85% agree with me and 15% disagree. How could you? I'm a Hufflepuff. I need to be represented. And that is that. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know about your comment on those unpopular opinions about Harry Potter, and let's start some conversation. I want to know what you're thinking about it. Do you agree? Do you agree on some of the things, or do you disagree on some of the things? And if you like more about Harry Potter content, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell at the bottom to get notified on my next videos. Goodbye now!